boat and you pull it on the trailer and your car starts going backwards, what are you gonna do? What's your first move?
Well, so I mean, I guess the plus side would be
Get the insurance.
correct, which would be more valuable.
And the video, so that's almost best case
It's
scenario.
true. So, yeah, it would.
Although
for the insurance companies, it would not be intentional. It would not be intentional.
You'd think after a year and a half we would figure out what we're doing.
Still don't know what we're doing. Welcome back to the podcast, Fishing Not Catching.
Yes.
We are on all the things. If I don't know where you're listening or watching, if you are at all, we have
the 5 of you that listen to
we
this.
have a very limited audience, but we're on YouTube. We're on anywhere.
Spotify, Apple,
Yeah.
whatever other podcast
There's
platforms.
I don't even know. There's like
There's
20.
a bunch.
I don't even know all of them. Where do people? I don't even understand.
I'm sure most people are either Spotify or Apple.
Yeah, that's what.
Unless you have an Android, you may be on Google's podcast.
You can also, if you have an Alexa, or is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Alexa, that's what we have. You can say, "Hey, play Fishing Not Catching podcast." It'll pull it right up. So wherever you got stuff,
Fancy.
we're there. But we're back at it. We picked today because today is a crappy weather day.
Yes. If you're watching on YouTube, you may sort of be able to see the screen. But
Yeah, it's probably hard to tell, but the flags are right there, and they're
blowing.
whipping. It's really windy.
Double red flag, tornado warnings, watches.
We were about to get pelted here very soon.
We ended up keeping. We let Kelton stay home from school today. Today's Kelton's birthday.
Happy birthday,
he's
Kelton.
7 years old.
7.
So we weren't planning on letting him stay home, but this morning he was like, "Can I stay home because it's my birthday?" And I was like, "I don't care. You ask your mom."
Well, it sounds like they're doing
When I
half
was
a day
kid,
anyway.
Yeah. So last night they said that as of now schools aren't cancelable. We'll let you know. And then this morning they did send an email that says it's a half day. So I'm like, half day at elementary school in first grade. Like,
Yeah.
What was he gonna do anyways?
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right.
But when I was a kid, my mom always let me skip. Like I never had
On
to
your
go to school
birthday?
on my birthday.
Yeah.
Unless I wanted to, which of course I didn't.
So yeah, any opportunities to not go to school. I hated school.
I did too. I absolutely hated it.
I think that's probably the majority of kids. I mean, I know there probably are some kids that are like all about it. But that was not me.
I've also found out now as an adult, I also still hate school when I have to help with homework.
100%. Yeah.
It's not often. Courtney normally does the homework.
Yeah.
But if I have to help,
You're like, yeah, this sucks.
oh, it's awful.
Yeah, and it won't take too long before I can't help because I'm such an idiot. I don't know anything.
I'm not far away from that. We're in first grade, and I'm not far
Like,
away from not fully understanding.
I don't remember how to do this part.
Yeah.
Have to hit up Google or something.
Have to hire a tutor.
Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Whatever. So my parents, I had a rule once I was like in high school and could drive and all that. And I went to private school. So yeah, it's a little different when you go to private school versus public school. Obviously, the school still wants you to
never
be
knew
there.
you were a private school kid.
Really? You didn't know that? Yeah, I went to private school. I mean, it wasn't like a really high class private school, but it was a private school. And like in public school, you have to go to some degree. You know what I mean? Obviously the law, but like they get funding and all that. So like they're a lot more strict. Like if you miss days, like they get on the truancy or something like that, and like all that crap. Of course, you don't have that with private school. So when I was in high school, my parents basically had a rule: as long as I kept my grades up, they could care less how much I was at school. Which makes sense. Like I mean, if you got A's and B's, if you don't have to be there and you still pass class, they're like, we don't care. Like if you want to stay home from school,
Sounds like a cool rule.
Dude, they were. My parents were like, I mean,
and no, like I don't know your parents well, but the little bit that I've met your parents and talked to, they do not seem like the kind of parents that would be like, I don't care if you go to school or not.
Well, I was the last of 6 children, so
they didn't care a whole lot about anything.
they had much bigger concerns throughout the duration of their parenthood, than whether or not I went to school.
And you weren't like a bad kid or anything.
No,
so it's not like you were running around getting in trouble.
And that was the thing. Like I was responsible. I mean, I went to school,
especially in public school. Most kids that are skipping class are going and doing things they're not supposed to do.
Right. So, like, yeah.
You just stayed home.
I just stayed home.
Played Halo.
Right. Yeah. I did not party or do anything. I was hunting, fishing, or playing video games.
Every day.
Yeah. That's
what's that, Luke Bryan song?
Yeah. I didn't drink. I didn't do anything crazy in high school.
What a loser.
I know. I was pretty straight-laced. That's so
you know,
responsible.
I remember in high school, we had a few friends that were that went to private schools, and where I was from, everybody in private schools, they were like stupid rich. Private schools up in Nashville are extremely
Oh,
expensive.
I would imagine, yeah. We weren't stupid rich.
And
No.
so those were, anytime those people would throw parties, they were like the best parties.
Yeah.
Like nice houses, pools, hot tubs,
All the
kegs.
things. Sounds nice.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there were kids like that at our school that had a little bit more money and stuff, but because there wasn't in Elmore County where I grew up, there were like a handful of private schools. I mean, there wasn't even that many. And the school system in Elmore County isn't terrible. Like the public school system, I wouldn't say. I mean, I don't know what it's like today, but Courtney went there. She went to public school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't terrible. But like if you go to Montgomery,
different story.
Yeah, you if you care about your children, you probably want to put them in private school.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
That's kind of like in Nashville and Davidson County. I wouldn't put my kids in public school there. But I was in Williamson County, which is a county just south of Nashville, and it was it probably still is, but it was one of the top school systems, and it was the top school system in the state. But I think it was one of the top ones in the country, Williamson County. But
yeah. Well, yeah, that was trip down memory lane there.
Nice podcast about public school systems.
Public school systems.
You never know what you're gonna hear on fishing, not
Yeah.
catching.
Yeah, so I didn't. Did you take like SATs and ACTs? Did you do all that crap?
I had to do the ACT.
Yeah,
We didn't
'Cause-
have to do SAT.
you didn't go to college, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I decided in 10th grade that I wasn't going to go to college. Like I already knew. So I didn't take any ACTs, SATs. I didn't do any of that crap.
I think, like, for a while there, I was planning on going to college, and then, like, as it got closer, I was like, I am definitely not going to college.
Yeah, I just hated school so much, and I was good at it. Like I did well. I had like I said, I never even made a C on my report card. I mean, I would make a C on the test or something like that, but as far as like my actual grade that mattered, I never made a C. Lowest I ever made was a B. I would even like in some semesters I'd have all A's. Like I was a good student. Like
Yeah.
school was easy. I just hated it. Like I don't know why.
And I think I was always good at math. The other classes, I got bad grades because I literally just did not care.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't do my work.
Yeah.
It
would
wasn't
be
because I was
me
like
now.
stupid and couldn't figure it out. Like I just did not want to do it.
Yeah.
Like I failed 8th grade, or was it 7th? It's either 7th or 8th grade. I failed one of them.
Like you failed a grade?
Yeah, and I just wouldn't
yeah?
do it, so I had to go to summer school.
Oh dang.
I think it was 7th. I think I failed 7th grade. So I had to go to summer school.
Brad failed 7th grade.
Yeah.
Dang. But you went to summer school and then
I went to summer school
caught
and
up.
then moved. Yeah, like I wasn't behind a grade or anything for my age.
So did you like play sports and stuff? Is that what
Some
you're more interested in, or were you just like, what was like taking your time to where you just didn't want to give effort at school?
just friends and girls and
Yeah.
parties and.
In 7th
I
grade.
played not in 7th grade. No. No.
Holy
And
smokes.
I mean, in 7th grade, I did play sports. Like I still played. No, I probably quit baseball by then. Baseball, I didn't like baseball. It was boring for me. But I played some football and I played basketball as my main sport.
Yeah.
And then I played basketball my freshman year in high school, and then I quit after that because it was, again, I just had other priorities.
Sure.
And but when I was a senior, then I was like, crap, I should have, like, I wished I would have played basketball my whole high school.
If I was athletic
But-
and tall, I think I would like basketball.
Yeah.
Playing. I mean, I enjoy watching it, and I think I would enjoy it. But I suck,
I was
and I'm short.
I was kind of lazy. Like I wouldn't say I was like overly athletic, but I was. I mean, I could hold my own. I was.
You seem
decently
like an athletic guy.
And in high school, if I went back and found pictures, like I was tiny. Like I was still tall, but
Right.
I was not fat. Or
More
anything. I was-
lean.
yeah,
Like a basketball player.
like a basketball player.
Yeah.
I could dunk my freshman year. I was like
What?
15, I was 15 the first time I could dunk.
You serious?
Yeah,
So you've dunked a basketball in your life?
yeah, a lot.
Could you dunk now?
No, I can still grab the rim,
Yeah?
but I can't dunk. I don't know what I weighed when I was 15, but it was not 225 pounds.
Right.
So I got a lot more weight. I gotta
Dude,
pick
if
up
you
now.
got serious about, because CrossFit is such a like explosive power, like there's a lot of like it's a basis for athletics.
Mhm.
Like if you did CrossFit and got serious, you could dunk again.
Yeah,
100%.
No, I think I could too. That'd be cool.
You can build up your athleticism and be doing that stuff. It'd be crazy.
Let's go.
That's got to be a great feeling to be able to dunk a basketball.
It was cool. So I had a friend that was, this is when I was still on the basketball team. I had a friend that was on the team, and his family.
How tall are you? 6'2"?
6'1", 6'2". Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty. Like, I mean, that's tall, but like in terms of basketball,
It wasn't like, yeah, it wasn't 6'6".
that's not that tall. You know what I mean? So that's still a pretty like that. You got to be jumping pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just reach up and touch it. You know.
I got a long wingspan. I haven't met. I wonder if we got a tape measure.
You do
right
have
here.
some long arms.
So I can't remember for sure, but I feel like I remember my wingspan being like 6'8", 6'9", like
for real,
like from tip to tip of my middle fingers. I think
I can see that. I mean, you do
we'll have to
some
go
long
see if
arms.
we got a tape measure. I haven't checked that in 15 years.
So tip
But
to the tip.
to the tip.
You're about 6'8",
Yeah,
6
yeah.
to 8.
Holding my own, man.
Yeah.
But
Dang, Brad.
I had a friend. I know. I had a friend that was on the basketball team, and his family had some money, and they had like a big shop garage that they converted into a basketball court. So he had a legit basketball court at his house, and so we'd go over there and play. And he always had like the new Jordans and all this, and so I was wearing his Jordans, and like we spent. I don't even remember. We spent like all night just trying to dunk and
measuring each other.
measure to the tip. And I remember I had his pair of Jordans on, and I dunked for the first time at his house, and he gave me the shoes.
Oh yeah,
yes,
nice.
it's pretty cool.
Well, Jordans aren't cheap.
No.
Did you watch that movie, Air?
I haven't. That's the one where they talk about like finding Michael Jordan, and
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, it's based on a true story. I don't know how accurate any of it is, but it's pretty cool. It's an interesting movie. I would be curious to know how closely related to the actual story it was.
Yeah.
Because in the movie, Michael Jordan didn't want anything to do with Nike because Nike was the smallest
right
market share in that time, but between Adidas
and Converse
and Reebok.
Yeah,
I think it was Reebok, or maybe it was Converse.
might have been Reebok, because Reebok I think was who like Shaq first signed with back then.
Yeah, I think doesn't Shaq own the portion of Reebok or a
Probably.
pretty good bit of
I
it?
think so.
But dude, the deal that Michael Jordan has, because the deal that I think they talked about in the movie is basically kind of what he has. He gets a percentage of all of the Jordan stuff,
Which is now worth
oh my gosh, it's insane.
a bunch.
Yeah, dude's making ridiculous money.
I mean, I feel like I've heard at one point that he makes like $100 million a year off that deal. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, I think it's more. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah,
Be nice.
Yeah, it would be.
I'd be fine with that just one time.
Could have been you, Brad.
Could have been
You
me.
could
but
dunk, dude.
I could dunk. Michael Jordan's a little taller than me, slightly more athletic.
Air
but
Warrens.
Yeah, it's got a good ring to it. Yeah, I wish I would have stuck with all that, and now it is fun because like Kelton's literally me. When I was younger, he's one of the tallest ones in his grade. He's pretty athletic, but he also has the exact same energy and like not wanting to focus on everything, just like I did.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out how to like wrangle that,
Channel
and get
that.
him to focus. Because like if he would put a little more effort into practicing instead of just like messing around wanting to play with his buddies. Like he could catch on so
It'd be
quick.
pretty serious. Yeah, he's definitely an athletic kid. I mean, he can move well and he's aggressive, which you have to be in sports. Like that's a great trait. You can't be timid. I'm glad that we're not piping the podcast in today.
It's like all these girls.
Yeah, it's like for whatever reason we have a lot of female patrons. Isn't that the right word? Patrons.
Patrons, yeah. We're talking about measuring tip.
I know. We're like talking about some pretty inappropriate stuff. We couldn't be cracking those jokes if
I know.
if we were piping in the store.
This is interesting.
It is weird. Like I don't see a single male in here, and there's literally probably 10 people here right now,
Yeah, and they're all female.
They're all female. Yeah, it's weird.
Thank you, females.
Yeah, yes. Thank you to our female audience and the
All 10 of you that are in here right now.
no, this represents our entire female demographic right here. We actually do have a lot up in the store. Like we've got a lot of things in here that are catering to females.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, Nikki did a good job at having some of that. It's like if you came in our store, if you are a female and you're with your husband who's looking at fish and stuff, there are things for you to shop for without just being.
And of course, we understand plenty of
mind.
females fish. Like, I don't want to offend anybody. I know, but like,
if you don't,
but yeah, right. But come on, like the overwhelming is yes, men are typically the ones fishing. But yes, I know plenty of females that fish.
And if you're a female and you're looking for fish and stuff, and your husband doesn't fish, there's
vice versa. It's 2024. Whatever strikes your fancy. You come shop with us, man. We got whatever you need.
You have to get on that topic before we say something. Cancel.
We're gonna keep moving along now. Oh my gosh.
Up next.
Yeah. So I was gonna say this earlier about school. I think school is just a colossal, especially in this day and age, a colossal waste of time.
Oh, 1,000%.
Obviously, for the kids at the age they are now, like our kids, it's pretty important.
Yeah.
I mean, they're learning basics like how to read and basic math and that kind of stuff, which is important. But I'd say after about like 5th or 6th grade,
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say like 6th, 7th. But you're probably right, like really 5th.
Yeah. Because
once you get into middle school, then you start learning about like more crap that I don't even use today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's complete waste of time.
And I'm gonna get on a tangent here. You want to get weird?
Let's do it.
And like, what's the word? Like, like conspiracy theorist kind of stuff. You know, I mean, not too deep here, but we'll get weird with it. So as a kid, you're kind of programmed to a couple of things. Like you are supposed to know history, like that it's important to understand history. And okay, and I can get your arguments like. It's good so you don't repeat and make the same mistakes, or it's just good to know. But like, it's interesting, whatever. But like, is it really important to understand and know history? Like, unless you are interested in that as a hobby, sure. Like, okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and I would say it is interesting for that. But in terms of like, you need to know this,
yeah,
probably not. It's not valuable to my everyday life.
No,
what happened. What I understand that there are
like
important events that like have shaped the way that we are today. I get that and I respect that, but like studying like 90% of the 90% of the crap that you study in school, not relevant and not important. Like, so again, colossal waste of time. Also, we are programmed to like, it's important to know what's going on in the world around us today, to watch the news. Right, like everybody's like, oh, because current events, and like I remember in school, like you had to, come in with articles from the newspaper. You had to do. We had like a current events class, so like, this is important. Like you need to know
where you're going,
what's going on in the world, and I feel like we're just. I don't think that is as important as we were programmed for it to be.
So you're saying it's the government training us as young kids to
fall
into the media.
Think about like let's just look at our life now. What we've experienced in our own life, especially with all the crap that happened in 2020, and how important it is. Like if you do actually are programmed to watch the news and like this is important, and you need to keep up with what's going on.
Right.
That's where they propagate all this crap that like puts us in this spiral of where we've landed today. And I feel like school in general is just, and like how we were brought up in that frame of mind, like this is important, and programming that is just a tool to keep us in this cycle of being able to control how we think and control what we do. And
I can definitely agree with that.
So yeah, put the tinfoil hats on, anyway, school, like you just learn so much stupid stuff in school that is just completely irrelevant to your success in life.
Yeah. Like science class and mitochondria and whatever other thing, neutron. I don't even know what all that stuff is anymore.
Yeah, I know. Like,
but like, unless you want to be a scientist,
right? That's important. Okay, whatever.
For me,
but for
knowing that I would never be a scientist,
right? 99.99999% of the population, it doesn't matter.
Waste of time. No, I agree with that. I wish.
And when's the last time you used algebra?
Never.
And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's into math, and he's really smart, and he actually does use algebra for his job because he is a superintendent at a golf course, and like they have to do some calculations and things like that. So I get that. And he was talking about, well, you use algebra, and he gave like some everyday examples, but it's like I'm not actually sitting down writing out algebra. Like, sure, I'm sure there's...
What were some of his everyday examples?
I can't remember. But, like, okay, I need to move this can from here to here. Like, okay, what's the... my brain... And I'm like, well, my brain's calculating. Like, I don't have to actually sit here and do algebra.
You don't have to go through algebra class
but he gave some different examples, and I was like, okay, whatever. But, like, I'm not actually calculating algebra. It's like, yes, algebra, if you needed to know some... Like, yes, it's involved, but my brain's just doing it. It's not like I had to learn what that meant.
Yeah, for some of those things. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
You do use some math for like. Do you keep track of your macros?
I don't. Courtney does.
Courtney does some math.
Math. Yeah, math is important.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. Yes. Like, yeah, you have to understand
That's
math.
probably some algebra, figuring out the percentages and.
Maybe so. I can't even remember what all was in algebra. I mean, but that's the thing too. I actually like math was always my best subject. Like, I think the highest math I ever took was pre-calculus. It was either pre-cal or I can't remember. I know I took algebra 2, geometry, and then whatever would be after.
I think pre-cal.
Is it pre-cal? That was the highest math I ever took, and I always did great. Like, I always had A's in math, but in high school. But I couldn't do any of that crap today. Like, if you put any of that in front of me, I'm like, yeah.
Find X.
Yeah, I know.
It's right there.
It's right there, bro.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
Yeah,
but I was the same. I was good at math. I guess I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but I didn't like geometry. Geometry I wasn't good at, but algebra and stuff was fine. But when I was in school, I think they changed this, but we only had to go up to algebra 2, no matter what grade you completed that. And then I think since then they've changed it, and who knows what it is now, but not long after I graduated, I think they changed it where you had to do 4 years of math in high school regardless. So I did algebra 2 my junior year, so I didn't even have to take a math class my senior year. And I was all about obviously doing it as little as possible.
Right. Well, so my senior year, I'd already, of course, decided I wasn't going to college. I was on advanced diploma through my junior year. But in my junior year, I came to the realization, I'm like, why the crap am I even on advanced diploma? I'm not going to college. Who gives a crap? So, like, I'd already taken a lot of courses to get my credits because I guess it's still this way. I don't know. But you have to have a certain amount of credits to be able to graduate. Technically, if you take the right classes and do enough, like, you could graduate as a junior if you've taken all the courses and stuff. Usually somebody that's that advanced, they're wanting to go through all the, they're wanting to do all the extra
if you're not
stuff
going
anyway.
To college, you're probably not busting your butt to graduate a year.
But I realized, like, in my junior year, I'm like, oh, well, I've been on advanced diploma, dropped that crap down to standard.
Yeah.
And I looked at what I needed, how many credits I needed to just graduate my senior year, which I only needed like a couple. So I took like, I co-op, so I was only there for like 3 classes a day. I was leaving every day at like 11:30 to go work, which I actually did. My brother had a construction and real estate company, and I worked with him and did stuff, which was actually way more beneficial than school.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned a heck of a lot more going and doing that every day than sitting in school. And so, like, I would just, and I did like the dumbest classes. Like, I had like art and business math, which business math was like, 5th grade math, or not even 5th grade math, probably like 3rd grade math complexity. So I did like the dumbest classes and like had the easiest senior year.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, because I was pretty much done. So.
Yeah, I wish it was possible to, like, obviously if you're homeschooling, you have a little more flexibility, but you still have to hit like certain standards. The state still keeps track of you and you got to report stuff. But
yeah,
it would be nice if you could just say, no, my kid's not going to school, and like pull them out at a certain age. Because again, like you said, they need to get,
it's a waste of time.
Yeah, he needs to learn how to read and write.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty important.
But after that, like, pull your kid out in 6th, 7th grade, whatever. And,
just be done with that crap.
Yeah,
let them, live life, and and that's the thing. Like with Annalise, she's being homeschooled, and she's in kindergarten. And a kindergartner, I can't even imagine. And I know was Kelton in 1st grade or
he's in 1st grade.
Okay, did you homeschool in kindergarten?
We pulled him out towards the end of kindergarten.
Okay, because he's there all day till 3, right? Or almost.
At school.
As a kindergartner.
As a kindergarten, yeah.
Like
same as all the other kids.
And I know they have recess and lunch or whatever, and I'm sure they have all these breaks. But like, But for the majority of the time, they're in a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just think like a freaking 6-year-old sitting in a dang classroom for the majority of the day.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
And I remember when I was in kindergarten, we had nap time.
Yeah,
I remember
I had the mats, the blue and red mats that folded over. Yep.
And we like built blocks and played games and like learned our ABCs.
Yeah.
But now in kindergarten, like you better know your ABCs.
Right.
You better know all your numbers already.
Yeah.
You already should start reading some words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what kindergartners have to do now versus what we did in kindergarten?
It's a lot.
It's insane.
Yeah. I didn't do crap in kindergarten. I don't remember.
And now, like, Kelton in first grade, like, it's like reading, but I mean, it's good. It's good that they learn stuff sooner, I guess. Yeah. But it's like already having to read all these books and know all these big words. And I'm like, it was a lot for a little mind.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah, I feel like it's way more valuable that Annalise gets to spend so much more time not doing school. And 100%. Like when you do homeschool, the amount of work that she has to do takes like an hour.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say with Kelton when we were homeschooling. Like he literally max, like if he was actually paying attention,
which is difficult.
Or max if he wasn't paying attention, like 2 hours.
Yeah,
2.5 hours. Right. Done.
And you can go, and then you can go fish. Yeah, and I'm dad. And you know,
school is 8 hours of all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
which is really like with Kelton and a lot of boys that are so high energy. Trying to make them sit in class. It's like no wonder he gets in trouble for not listening or acting up. I'm like, he's bored to death sitting in the seat for 8 hours.
If I had to go do that every day,
I'd get in trouble.
I'm like, I can't stay over like
right.
I hated anytime I've done some type of training or whatever that I can remember in my adult life where I had to go just one day and it was like from 8 to 5, you know, you get a break here or there, but like you're sitting in for sales training or whatever it may be. I hated it.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine having to do it every freaking day.
Remember when I was trying to get my boater's license? And I was texting you and Brant. I was like offering them money. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I will pay you if you just do this.
Well, we told you how to.
Yeah, I got through it.
Yeah, you got it done.
And same thing like with the real estate course. I bought the course and.
Like, where you at with that, bro?
Not very far.
Yeah,
it's just like I should have. So there's 2 options. You can do it at home, or you can go to the class. I have a classroom in Orange Beach.
Yeah.
And I was asking Bran. I was like, "Which one should I do?" He was like, "Just do it at home." But I should have asked you. I asked Brant because he's got his real estate license. I should have asked somebody with like a family and kids instead of Brant with just a wife and nothing else to do. But
yeah, that does make sense. It would be easier.
It is difficult, yes, with kids to find because it's. Taking that, it's not worth sitting down for 30 minutes reading a little bit. Like if I'm gonna do it, I need to plan out a stretch and like knock some stuff out and remember whatever. So it's hard enough to find a break when I can do it anyways. But then to think that I'm gonna have the, whatever the word is, to force myself to actually do it. Whereas if I had to go to class from 9 to 1, well then I just go to the class and sit there and. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But trying to force myself to do it at home, like I just said, I'm not very far into it.
So the last thing that I can remember I had to get my insurance license when I was selling life insurance. So being out of school and having to be like a grown up, I guess, and studying and taking tests and doing all the things, I hate it.
Yeah.
It sucked. And insurance, I don't even think is as complicated as the real estate course, but there was still a lot of crap in there that like you're not gonna just know, like you have to actually learn it.
Yeah,
which for real estate it sounds really dumb to me. Like thinking about what a real estate agent actually does.
Yeah,
like why I mean, I'm sure there's like laws and all that stuff, but like if you work at a brokerage, they're gonna keep you in check on that anyway.
I think again, I'm not very far into this. I think most of the stuff is just like the laws and the legal things that keep you from doing something to get sued or getting somebody else sued, and doing some shady stuff, and it's just a way for the state to get some money and force you to like otherwise like especially when real estate was booming, which I mean I guess it's still technically booming, but when things were selling like hotcakes, like if you didn't have to take a test, and everybody would just got a real estate license.
Right.
It's even that much easier.
Yeah, that's true.
Which Brand says it's easy and the test is easy, but again, it's still stuff that you got to study, because if I just went and took the test, like, I wouldn't know any of that stuff.
Right. I wouldn't either.
So
I wouldn't know what to do.
I need to do it because, like, with content, like trying to go from here to here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm maybe not capped out, but I feel like for me to go to the next level of content, like,
yeah, I
got to change something, or I got to post a ton more. Like, I'm not just gonna all of a sudden jump to the next level of where I want to be.
I feel very much like I'm capped. Like, I mean, and honestly, I'm even lower than what I've been in the past in terms of what I've made. So like, I don't see myself getting any higher in terms of earning income from content. So it's got to come from other places.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we're working on it. We're trying to grow other things, but you know, in case you don't know, like, if people have a misconception, it's funny. I'll tell the story. So it's happened more than once, but I went fishing the other day and I pulled in the parking lot, and of course, you know, there was a couple people there that knew who I was, that followed the channel, and I was talking to them, and one of the guys came over, and first thing he says to me was like, "Why are you still driving that 4Runner?" You know, because of course my car's a piece of crap. Yeah, it's terrible. And so
that is a valid question.
Well, I'm gonna.
You do make enough to pay for that. I see where you're going with this.
Well, people just have the assumption that, like, oh, you're big balling. Like, rich, I mean, like, you know, you okay. We ain't making as much money as people think. Right. Which from the store, zero. Yeah. Like, we have not made any money. I mean, maybe a tiny bit because we did a little thing, but so that's not entirely true. But we're not making any money from the store. Like, it's not putting any money in our pockets, and probably won't for a while, for a long time. So you know, people think that we're just like big balling, and you know, I don't know what people's perspective of social media. Some people may see me and think I'm quote unquote more famous than I am. I'm sure some people have a grasp and can look at it and go, oh yeah, like this guy's probably doing okay, but like he's not freaking Mr. Beast. Like, to understand that, yeah. But to some people, they may think that I'm on like the same level as Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? So like, when people ask me about my car, and I'm like, I genuinely, like, another car payment, that's a lot of money for me. Like, I mean, it's still not like just chump change.
We're not making millions.
But no, like, it's not like I can just walk out and go buy a car. Yeah. I'm just like anybody else in the terms of, you know, we can only afford so much stuff. Right. My car's paid for, and it would actually be a stretch for me to go and buy another car financially. Yeah. So like, no, I'm not going to buy another car. I'm going to drive it till the wheels fall off, which may be very soon. I think have I told you about all the issues? Okay, so here's my concern. So I think we talked about this.
So we're not taking your car to South Florida this year?
No. I wouldn't. I'm like, I'm nervous, man, because it just rolled 300,000 miles. And what sucks is, like, basically as soon as it rolled 300,000 miles, like, a couple more issues popped up. And I'm like, what are the chances, you know?
It's like they put a sensor in there.
Something, man. So, like, my concern, if I wasn't towing anything, I would be less concerned. But because, you know, I've got the boat and I'm getting the new boat, which we talked about, you know, here next month or so from Sea Arc. And it's an aluminum boat and stuff. So it's not like super heavy, but it's going to be heavier than the boat that I've got currently. Because the one that I have is it's like 900 pounds, that boat. Isn't that crazy? The one that I have?
Yeah, that's super light.
Yeah, it's, and I think the new boat, like without the motor, I think is 1,800 pounds. I don't know how much the motor weighs, but I know motors are heavy, and then of course the trailer. So I mean, it's probably
500-600 pounds more, maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe not even that 2,500 pounds, maybe total, maybe ish, somewhere in there. Which is still not. I mean, that's still light. Like, that's a light load. I think the 4Runner's tow capacity is like 3,500 or 5,000 pounds or something like that. So I mean, it should be fine. But so my issues, number one, this has been an issue. My emergency brake does not work, which is kind of concerning. I mean, I don't know how important that is at the boat ramp to have the emergency brake.
I mean, I put mine on every time.
And I think that's pretty standard practice.
Yeah.
But I don't have one.
I would not take my truck to the boat ramp without an emergency brake.
Yeah, well, I do. Because it doesn't work. I mean, you can press it, but it doesn't do anything. Like, it's useless.
Yeah.
So every time, so if something happened, this was again after it rolled. There's two things. So after it rolled 300,000 miles, something happened where the shifter, you know, like when you put your foot on the brake, like, and you shift gears in an older car, it's not like there's some resistance,
right?
You know what I mean? Something broke in my shifter where like you could just like tap it and go, like, and it's gonna go from
you hit a bump and it moves.
Yeah,
around?
like you could throw it in a reverse without
while you're driving.
Yes, like because it just easily something happened there. Also, with that, every time I put it from like drive to reverse, when I'm backing in the boat or whatever, every time I go from drive to reverse or whatever, a loud like noise happens.
It's gonna be something in the transmission there.
Yeah, I don't know. So like it makes a loud noise, popping noise.
So back to the shifter there. If even from park, it'll easily move. So if you're sitting on the boat ramp and
it could easily,
and you pull the boat onto the trailer a little too fast and you rock it,
I could technically yes, I could not.
You could throw the car in reverse or neutral.
Moves that easily. That could happen.
You gotta fix that before you are gonna run your car because again you don't have. If your emergency brake worked and you went to neutral, you would probably still be okay. If if it knocks itself in reverse, that's gonna be an interesting. But with no emergency brake, if you hit that trailer a little too hard, I mean, your boat is light, so you can kind of just ease up without like
correct, yes,
rocking like crazy or anything. But can you imagine if you're on your boat and you pull it on the trailer and your car starts going backwards? What are you gonna do? What's your first move?
Well, so I mean, I guess the plus side would be
get the insurance,
correct, which would be more valuable.
And the video, so that's always best case scenario.
True. So, yeah, it would.
Although
for the insurance companies, it would not be intentional. It would not be intentional.
If this happens, if this episode gets deleted one day,
you'll know why. It happened, but it wouldn't be intentional. I promise. Because I don't want another car. I don't want to have to pay for it. So the last thing that has recently popped up that is concerning, because I don't.
This isn't all of it.
No, we're not done yet. It shakes really, and it's not the alignment because it only does it as I'm giving it gas. It once you hit about 40 miles an hour, the shake is really bad. But like if you let off, it's smooth. So it's not just the wheels. Like it's something, I don't know if it's the motor mounts or what, but something like it shakes bad.
Dang, dude.
So I'm a little sketched out. I have actually been looking at vehicles.
If anybody down here in Baldwin County has a dealership or works at a dealership and can swing a deal.
So here,
Matthew needs a car.
I'm honestly considering this. You know, Chris, if you remember, he met with one of the sales managers at Sandy Sansing here, the Nissan dealership here in Foley, when we were opening the store because they were looking at doing some like cross promotional advertising with having a truck for the store and us using it. And anyway, that didn't work out. But I think it was a little more complicated that way, like trying to do it through the store and all that. I was considering, because he said whoever he talked to, I don't know who it was open to the idea of doing some type of trade for advertising. And Sandy Sansing does a lot of advertising.
Yeah, I mean, they're huge.
And so I was thinking like, hey, you know, I've already got a boat deal where I'm required in my contract to showcase the boat. So like I'm going to have to show me backing the boat down and doing all the things, which obviously whatever vehicle I'm driving is going to be in the video too. So already I have a deal where that's going to be required. I'm going to be doing it anyway. I wonder if approaching them with that, like, hey, I've already got this deal. My car's a piece of crap. I'm in the market for a truck.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, you can have it. Yeah. You don't even have to give me any money on the trade. I will take $0 for the trade. You just take it.
Good luck.
Yeah, and you can make $100 back when you sell it at auction, and give me a new truck. So I was thinking like I might pursue. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Sure. Like I can't remember who he talked to, but at least reaching out and saying, hey, here's a situation. I do need a truck. Yeah, I post, X amount of videos. I have a boat deal already. I'm going to have to be showcasing the boat. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know why a dealership wouldn't do a deal like that, because they spend so much money on advertising already. And the deal for them, it's not like they're out 50, 60, whatever $1,000 truck. They just set it up as a lease, and the dealership.
Right.
This energy drink's making me burp.
Yeah.
They just set it up as a lease. The dealership covers the $500 a month lease.
It sounds very inexpensive marketing.
And then you pay for the insurance.
Correct. Yeah.
After a year or 18 months or whatever the deal is, you give them the truck back. They sell it as a used vehicle. Yep. It's literally no different than, like every manager at a dealership just picks a car and drives it.
Right.
And they just drive whatever car they want. It's the same thing.
Right.
I'm sure there's a little, like, insurance-wise, there's probably a little more, like, red tape or whatever, because you're not involved with them. But
yeah.
Anyways, it's very inexpensive for them.
You would think,
to get the marketing.
And like if they would cut a deal like that, they could wrap it, whatever the heck. They could put Sandy Sansing's face all over it. I wouldn't care. Like,
well, if you talk to them, tell them I'm interested too.
Yeah,
I'll go sell my truck.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Because like it would be perfect for me. Like, I don't want a full size truck because I'm a little dude, and I'm not towing that much. But like the Nissan Frontiers, like the new ones, they're really nice, and they're 4-door. And they have best in class for their towing for the mid-size trucks. Like, I think they can tow up to like 7,500 pounds, which is pretty good for that size truck, which will be plenty for the boat that I'm going to be towing. And I would I'm not bougie, but I would like a 4-wheel drive, only because
100%.
With backing it in at the ramps, like sometimes it's slick and. Yeah. You just
definitely need 4-wheel drive.
Want 4-wheel drive. So anyway, I just need a good tow package and 4-wheel drive. Other than that, cheapest you can possibly get that on there, and I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
And
well,
and that's
anybody's listening from Sandy Sansing.
Yeah,
hit us up.
Hook a brother
Matt
up.
definitely needs it, but I'm interested.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Hook us
I will
up.
100% go sell my truck and drive whatever you want to give me. I need a little bit more than Matt because I do have a heavier boat. And,
you get the Titan.
I got to be able to tow something a little bigger. But
Titan would do.
Yeah. I'd take a Titan.
Yeah.
They got the diesel Titans now, too.
Oh, do they? They got diesel? I didn't know that. That's pretty sick. Yeah, well, I'm going to talk to Chris and see if I can get a contact to whoever he spoke with and maybe reopen that door. Because
that'd be cool.
I think my life depends on it, whether or not, I get a new truck.
You got to do something soon.
Yeah, it's getting a little sketchy. Because I'm nervous.
That car is going to end up in the water.
Yeah. And obviously, like, it's a paid-for truck. And like the rule that, like the Dave Ramsey rule is always like the cheapest vehicle you own is your cheapest. I can't remember how they say it, but like whatever you own is always the cheapest. Even if you have to fix it or whatever, it's still going to be cheaper in the long run. Like, because even if I pay thousands of dollars to get all that stuff fixed, you're cheaper than a new car payment. But like, I really don't want to put $4,000 or $5,000 in this car. That I still
when something else happens.
Correct. I'm still driving a 300,000 mile vehicle. That's still I'm putting $3,000 or $4,000 into an unreliable vehicle.
Right.
That's still going to continue to be an unreliable vehicle. Yeah. So anyway, and that's the thing too. Like with what I do, I'm scared. I would once I have the boat, especially, and I've got one now. But like I would be willing. I would want to take it to like South Florida, but I'm not towing my boat with my vehicle to South Florida. I don't even drive it without a tow, the vehicle by itself, or even just going back home. Like I want to go catch striper in Lake Martin, like it's going on this time of year. I would love to take my boat up there, but I don't towing it 3 hours behind the 4Runner, just not happening.
Heck no.
So anyway, I feel limited and I'm scared to like travel.
I'm scared for you.
With the 4Runner.
I'm scared for you to get home. I'll drive you home if I need to.
Well, I'm not towing the boat. So, if it blows up, at least
man.
Yeah.
That's definitely sketchy. Hopefully they'll work a deal or something.
Yeah, that would be ideal. How sweet would it be if I had a boat and a truck deal?
I'd be jealous.
I mean, that'd be pretty dope, huh?
Heck yeah.
I mean, but I'm not going to bank on it.
It happens. People do those deals. Obviously, you just got to find the right dealership and whatever. But I
feel like Sandy Sansing's a good opportunity.
Yeah,
they have
they're
so
massive.
many.
Like they're huge in Pensacola. They own the Chevy dealership, the Nissan dealership. They bought the Dodge Jeep dealership. So they own 3 just right here.
Yeah, and obviously, like whatever, if they were willing to do it, whatever made sense for them, like it'd be better for us to do this truck. But, I don't give a crap.
Yeah, because I mean they own every kind of dealership,
right? So they can sell whatever.
Yeah.
Put Sandy Sansing all over it, wrap it up.
For real, I'm down.
Yeah.
Give us one, Sandy.
Yeah. Hook us up. We'll send you some business. I mean, it'll work. And that's the thing too. Like Yak Pack was talking about. Obviously, they would show up in every boat video, but like I'm literally in the vehicle every video, so like I easily could show. And the benefit for them, if they like wrapping it, you're literally a driving billboard in the market that they sell vehicles. Right. Like what? How much,
gonna catch how much
attention.
they pay for a billboard on the side of the road?
I know, yeah.
This would be way cheaper if you look at the monthly expense, than a freaking billboard. And my boat driving, and
your boat's wrapped already. My boat's gonna be wrapped. Yeah. So like,
I will slap. I'll get a Sandy Sansing sticker made and slap it.
But I'm just saying, like, look how much attention's gonna like. You got a wrap truck, a wrap boat with average like. That catches people's attention. Are you putting your logo on the boat when they wrap it? I think so. I think it's gonna be on. You will definitely notice, like, the amount of people that notice me on the water now is significantly more. Oh yeah, because it's obviously obvious. Your face is like it's giant on the side of that boat. It definitely grabs way more attention. Yeah, people are definitely gonna be rubbernecking at that. Yeah. All right. You convinced me. I'm gonna get the contact. I'll talk to Sandy Sansing. We're obviously worst case. No, Brant needs one too. So. Whatever they'll hook us up with. We all 3 need a vehicle. I mean, if they Matt and Brant need a vehicle. Mine would just be getting out of the car payment. Brant is, I think, in the market. I saw in one of his videos that he is wanting to get a new vehicle. He asked me, what did I see him the other day? When we did the photo shoot with Emily, he asked me about my truck and the car payment and all that. So. Brant can afford. That's the thing. Like Brant's worse than me. So we get there at we fished at or did pictures at Little Lagoon, and of course it's paid parking, and so we pull in, and he's like, "Is the tackle store reimbursing us for parking?" I'm like, Brant. It's $10. I mean, it's $15. It is kind of. Is it 15? Yeah, I thought it was 10. It's gone up to $15. Are you kidding me? And so Emily had the company card, and she's like, "I'll just pay for it." And so Brant goes first, and he pays for it, and then so I take it to go get mine, and it keeps getting declined because it was asking me on the screen, "Are you sure you want to pay twice?" Because like I was paying with the same card. You had to pay. You don't have a sticker. I haven't gotten it yet. Gotcha. But then the card wasn't working because we just used it for Brant, so then I had to pay for the park. And I'm like, Brant, you literally have way more money than any of us. You're complaining about the $15 park. That's Brant. But $15. That's why he has the money he's got. But $15 is expensive. I did not. I mean, 10's a little expensive. It used to be $5 for 4 hours. Yeah. Dang, I shouldn't have even paid for it because we ended up just doing. We didn't even go to the beach. We did the pictures like right there. So like, and we were only there like 20, 30 minutes. Dang, man. But, power's going out. Yep. Store is closed. I think we said the store is closing today. Maybe we didn't. It's closing today at 12 because of the weather and everything. We got like tornadoes coming or something. Yeah. So we're almost at. We can start wrapping it up. I think they're trying to get out of here. We don't want to like endanger ourselves or anyone else for the sake of the podcast. But when do you think we're gonna be able to fish again? Friday, maybe. Hopefully Friday. I mean the weather's gonna be better, but the water's gonna be crap. Yeah, that's the bad thing. See when this thing's hitting because Kelton. We're literally in a tornado warning right now. A warning? Yeah, tornado warning. Warning, legit. Kelton wants to go to lunch for his birthday, but like getting out in this mess. Where's the warning, man? It says it on my thing. I don't see it here. I'm on the weather app. That's sketch. The Weather Channel app. Well, we can wrap it up. Yeah. Call the podcast due to weather, but we got a good 50 minutes here. Yeah, that's long enough. We're solid. This was fun, man. This was a good one. We got on some random topics, just like last time. Just like always. Public school. And, conspiracy theories. Yeah, all the good stuff. Yeah, man. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you rate us 5 stars if you're listening on. Yeah, leave Apple. Us real quick before we bounce. We got any reviews? I'm going to see if we have any new reviews. I haven't looked. Yeah, probably not. Let's see. Maybe one day we'll get Big,
February 20th was the last one.
We maybe haven't read that.
I wanted to say thanks for doing what you guys do. Listening to you on my ride home from work really eases the stress of the day. NPAPPAG. I feel like I've read that, but maybe not.
No,
some laughs, some learnings, a few drinks, all good content. Awesome podcast, guys. Looking forward to many more. And then we're back to October. And I was looking through our Buzzsprout. Our downloads were really good last year when we quit doing podcasts, and now they're just like
they're picking back up. I looked at it this morning when I uploaded the last podcast.
That, yeah.
And I was looking at it. They picked up a little bit.
That's good.
So I think just being consistent on there is the main thing.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
See you on the next one.
Peace.